Hey everyone, happy Monday, October 27th. I'm Endrit Sella, and this is Capital Markets Quickie. Let's jump into what's driving the week ahead. Quick note before we dive in. Today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. Now let's start with the big one. The Federal Reserve is back in the spotlight with another interest rate decision coming up on Wednesday. Most analysts think the Fed will cut rates again, probably by 0.25 percentage point, bringing them down to somewhere between 3.75 and 4%. However, this move comes at a tricky time. Inflation is still running hotter than the Fed would like, but the labor market looks weaker. So lower rates might help boost business activity and hiring, but they could also keep prices sticky. It's a delicate balance, and everyone will be listening closely to what Chair Jerome Powell says in his post-meeting remarks for clues about what comes next. Meanwhile, the government shutdown is dragging into its second month, and that's creating a real data blackout. Agencies that normally publish key numbers, like inflation, factory orders, and trade data, are closed. So, economists are flying a little blind right now. The only fresh reads we'll get this week will come from private sector reports. Things like consumer confidence, pending home sales, and housing prices. But this week is far from quiet. It's actually loaded with corporate earnings, especially from the heavy hitters in tech. Most of the so-called Magnificent Seven are reporting, and that means AI will once again be the buzzword of the week. On Wednesday, Microsoft leads the charge. The company recently announced a $40 billion AI data center deal with NVIDIA, which should give investors plenty to talk about. Alphabet will report the same day, just as news comes out about a potential new partnership with Anthropic. And Meta will also be in focus, with updates on its push into AI-powered smart glasses. Then Thursday belongs to Apple, which is riding high after record-breaking sales for its new iPhone 17. Amazon reports later that day, and investors will be looking for comments about the recent web service outages that affected several big clients. Beyond tech, it's also a busy week for traditional sectors, from energy and healthcare to aerospace and manufacturing. ExxonMobil, Visa, United Health, Caterpillar, Boeing, Eli Lilly, and Anheuser-Busch are all set to report. So, we'll get a pretty broad read on the economy, from consumers to corporations. So to sum it up, the Fed's rate decision, AI earnings from the tech giants, and a government still stuck in gridlock. It's going to be another busy, data-light, and potentially volatile week on Wall Street. Alright, that wraps up today's Capital Markets Quickie. Join me again tomorrow morning for more market updates. See you then.